Hi. So you just viewed the overview of the course, which was about 22 minutes. I tried to keep it as short as I could, but I had a lot to say. And now you're going to view what my expectations are for you this week. So I'm in Blackboard. I am looking at the view from the student, so yours should look like this. Again, I just want to share the folders here that you'll see. We have the course resources. Again, if you're looking at those, you want to look at the syllabus or the course schedule. You need the literacy circles this week to find out what circle you're in, and you need to know what books you'll be reading, and here is the book list for that. So those are the two important documents that you need from this folder this week. We're going to go to the weekly lesson modules, which I think you're in right now anyways because you're viewing this. It is week 1. I'm going to click on the activities in Dropbox for that you see here. And this is where you're at because you've already viewed this. And you are going to begin working on these activities this week. So the video you don't see is the one here, and you will see that, of course, when you are in week 1. The first activity I want you to do is to introduce yourself. You may know each other well. I don't know you as well. You don't know me. So click on the introductions Padlet. This should take you to the Padlet. And here I am with my husband. This is me here. This is my husband. We're at Niagara Falls because we live in Buffalo during the summertime. I have started 3 schools in Buffalo. So I go back and work with them. And I do even in the summertime. I work through the summer with them as well. And this was a book that I had, I think it was my very first book I ever had. I Can't, Said the Ant. I bought it through those Scholastic flyers that your teachers used to hand out, and the teacher would get free books. They still have them, and they're kind of fun. So if you're a teacher and you want to get books, inexpensive books in your kid's hand, the flyers are a great way to do that. But you're going to add your posting to this by clicking on the plus sign at the very bottom. And you can create 2 postings, and then I want you to comment on 2 of your colleagues. You can comment on mine as well. That would be great if you would. All right, I'm going to go back. That's the first thing you'll do. The second activity you will do is to look at chapter 1 in your textbook. You're going to skim that. You're going to find the information about the history of children's literature, and then you're going to create a timeline. I want it to look professional, so try to find a timeline app like TimeToast. You can create your own, but I want it to look professional. So don't handwrite it and take a picture and put it on. Find something electronically that will create your own timeline. And you can put anywhere from 5 to 10 of the items that you have learned about the history on your timeline. I always give extra credit. In every single time that I see that you've gone above and beyond my expectations, you'll get extra credit. Again, using this information, and here is the chapter 1. I at least put chapter 1 here. I won't do this every week, but I did this week because I know you don't have your book yet. If you need to know what the book is, go back to the syllabus. You'll find that in the resources for the class in the very first folder, and you can find out what the book is. Again, find it online as cheap as you can, or buy it as cheap as you can, or if you want to keep it, whatever the case may be. But this is the first chapter. You'll find the history here. You'll also find the 8 genres of children's literature. And I want you to then describe each genre in your own word, add an image of a book that would be an example of the genre, and you're going to post this in this Dropbox here. Those are the 2 activities this week. The third activity is you're going to meet up with, or at least communicate with your literacy group about the Touchstone book. A Touchstone milestone book are books that have happened over our lifetime here, over the course of the history of children's literature, and they're memorable books, and you're going to pick either 3 picture books or 1 chapter book or 1 novel. And you're going to read that this week. Now, you don't have to meet this week, but it would be wise to, because you can discuss many things in your literacy circle, and I will send a message to your literacy circle to get you started to schedule a time when you're going to meet. You're going to meet every single week with your group. I'm going to join you as my schedule allows. So some weeks I may be there with you, other weeks I may not be there. If I'm not there, I want you to record your session, and then you're going to put that in the discussion Dropbox, the virtual discussion Dropbox. So, but this week at least you can start, and you can find those titles of those books right here. I've given this. If you do have your book, you can look on page 9 and 10, and they also are there as well. Now, last but not least, there's an optional test. You do not need to do this, but lots of times we want to know more information about our kids. So we'll send home a questionnaire, an interest inventory, something that parents will fill out so we get to know the kids better, the families better, just so that we can kind of tailor our instruction around kids, around what they like, around things about them. So I'm just asking you to do this for me too. Here is the template to fill it out. Here is my own exemplar. Any question you do not feel comfortable answering, please don't answer. You do not need to answer those. I'm not here looking for specific information. I just want to get to know you better, and this is kind of a fun way to show you how teachers can do that. Remember, when you have questions, ask a colleague, ask one of your Literacy Circle members, and then ask me. If you can't get to them, then go ahead and ask me. But I'm trying to make you understand that we have to have our kids be as independent as we can and figure out ways to get their questions answered when it may not be from the teacher. Those are the weekly activities this week. The only major assignment is to write your blog. That needs to be turned in. You can turn that in week 2, but you'll have 2 blogs you'll have to turn in week 2. You'll have your Touchstone, and you'll have your Caldecott Award winner book that you're reading in week 2. So just make sure you are aware of that. The blogs do take time. They're not as quick as maybe some of the weekly activities. So they need to be turned in on a weekly basis. If you miss a week, turn the 2 of them in the next week. Do not let a lot of time go by because they will be too hard to make up. Now, I just want to say there are 9 days. You will usually get an announcement or a notification that the week is opened or the week is opening, and that's usually on Saturday morning at 12 a.m. I say it's Friday night, but it's really Saturday morning, and it will be open for 9 days until the following Sunday, a week from that Sunday after that Friday that opens. But you will also notice, like week 1, it will still be open when week 2 opens for a few days because it overlaps a little bit. Week 2 will open on that Friday, and not the same Friday as the week 1, but the following Friday. So they will open a little bit quicker, but you will have time to finish up week 1 by that Sunday that is due 9 days after it's opened. I think that's all I have for week 1. Again, I'll look for you in your literacy circle once you get that started, and I will be grading on Mondays and Tuesdays, so I'll be looking at work as soon after you have turned it in on Sunday. Again, my hope is that you really enjoy this course and get a lot of information about children's literature and much more knowledge than you have now. Have a great time online. I'll see you in Literacy Circle, or I'll see you online.